Hey, Whitesboro, glad to have you here this evening at Bearcat Stadium. Obviously, this is a little different for all of us. We're used to being over at the middle school or at a different venue doing our athletic awards, but obviously under the circumstances, this is the best we can do, but let's make the best of it like we do with all circumstances. Excited to see some of you guys out here tonight. Obviously spread out, take social distancing into consideration. You can obviously be near your family, but spread out anywhere on the field and enjoy this presentation. Once the presentations are over, this video is complete. We can find your head coach if you are lucky enough to be a recipient of one of these awards. But I will move on to just a quick little recap of the sports season and some of the sports seasons that obviously didn't happen due to the circumstances that we're in. Starting off in the fall, great season by our cross-country program. Girls had a district championship for the first time in school history, were regional champs, and then went on to obviously be state qualifiers and had our individual state champion, Peyton Muntz, bring a gold medal home. So that was an awesome season by the girls cross-country team. Boys, not far behind with another unbelievable year with a district runner-up and state qualifying finish by those guys. And, just really proud of the commitment our cross-country kids made. You see those guys running all over town. It's just fun to see those guys get out there and show their talents against other communities. Football had a great year, finishing up with a bi-district championship over Eastland, making it to the second round. So it was a great year for those guys. Really appreciate those seniors and leaders that bought into a new way of thinking and getting us off on the right foot in this little new regime we've got going over here. As far as boys basketball, one of the most unbelievable years in school history. Regional finalists, district champions, made it to the fifth round, went undefeated in district play. Just got on a hot streak there at the right time. An unbelievable talented team led by those seniors. I think there were 7 seniors on that team that really did a great job leading our school, and it was just fun to see this community get behind a group of kids and follow them all over the North Texas area for each one of those rounds. So really exciting time, and really gave me an opportunity to see what this community is all about and how this community truly supports our kids. Powerlifting had another great year. Girls and boys were regional runner-ups. Obviously, this by the time we got to powerlifting was getting into some of this time where it cut some seasons short. We didn't get a chance to have those kids run down the state meets this year. Those got canceled. Obviously, we were expecting big things out of them there, being regional runner-ups. So great year by the powerlifting program and the Urbans leading those programs. Wrestling this year had a great year. We did not field a whole lot of varsity wrestlers, but the numbers doubled in that program, and really looking for some bright things out of Coach Gabbert's program in the future. Obviously this situation has caused us to miss most of softball, baseball, track, spring tennis, golf. I really believe truly that we had a couple more state champions in us within our tennis program and track programs, and some really deep runs that were going to be made by those baseball and softball teams. So really a sad way to end this sports year, but obviously a lot was accomplished in the early parts of the year, and we know that the bottom line is these athletes that have gone through this program are set up for success in life, and by no means are these accomplishments they've made in high school going to be the highlight of their lives. And, we're excited for the future that you guys have, and we just ask that as you grow into young men and women, that you lead this community and whatever community God calls you to be in the long run, and do things right. And we know that you're equipped to do that, and we'll be proud of you and hope to stay in touch with you. So I'll turn it over to Coach Urban to start off with some cross-country awards, and we'll go through each sport, and then I'll wrap it up at the end, and we can all do a little social distancing, socializing out here on the field when it's all over, and get our awards. So happy to see you, and let's have a good evening.
I'm going to present the cross-country awards for this school year. Before I get started, I'd like to thank the administration, our school board, Mr. Harper, Coach Fagan, and Mrs. Robinson. I also like to thank Connie as our athletic secretary. I'd like to thank Coach Garner. I also like to thank my husband, Coach Brad Urban. I'd like to thank the parents, because the parents are an integral part of this cross-country family. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the athletes for the efforts they put into this school year to be so successful and have a successful season. The team this past year kind of capped the season The girls team were the district champs. They were the regional champs, first time in school history for this feat to occur. And so I was very proud of them that they were able to do this. Went to the state, placed fourth at the state. And the boys team, they were the district runners-up. They won the regional meet. Unfortunate things that happened at the state meet didn't quite put us where we were wanting to be at state. But the fact that they were able to make it to state and compete at the state level it's always a blessing to be able to have that honor. There was awards for an academic all-state, and there were two of these individuals. These are for seniors, and it was Peyton Muntz and Angel Ruiz. All-region, there were three on the girls' side. That was Zelenka Brannon, Vanessa Melchor, and Peyton Muntz. And for the boys' all-region team was Jesus Flores and Hunter Case. And then Peyton was also honored by the Texas Girls Coaches Association as a cross-country legacy all-star team. The all-state were Peyton Muntz and Vanessa Melchor. Newcomer of the year on the boys' side, it was an individual freshman who he finally started to realize how good he really was. He just blossomed, and he did a great job for the team. And the Newcomer of the Year award goes to Deacon Carey. On the girls' side, Newcomer of the Years, it was kind of a back and forth. One meet, the one would get third, the other one would get fourth, and they would kind of go back and forth. And so it was very difficult for me to try to decide which one. Both are freshmen. The Newcomers of the Year go to Zelenka Brannon and Allie Muntz. The next award goes to the Grit Award. I look at these individuals as the ones who make that difference on the team as whether or not they're going to advance to the next level. These individuals were the ones that made those very important runs at the district, regional, state meet to help propel their team to the next level. The first Grit Award goes to Osvaldo Melchor, and he was the first place finisher for the team at the state meet. Next one goes to Angel Ruiz. The next runner for the Grit Award is the Lady Cats Grit Award. The award goes to Litzy Juarez. The Most Valuable Runner Awards, I give these to the individuals who, the teams this year worked together as a team. They made that decision we're going to start out as a group. We're going to run together as a group for the first 600 to 800 meters, and then the top runner, Peyton on the girls' side, and Hunter, then we're going to start getting in our pace and going. It was the second runner for the team, who was usually once placed second for the team, that it was their job to maintain that pace, and that's what's going to propel you. It's what's going to make a difference. And on the boys' side, the most valuable runner goes to Jesus Flores, and on the girls' side, it goes to Vanessa Melchor. The runners of the year go to two exceptional runners. I told them both that I will not take credit, and I don't, for the success of these teams. It was them. They were able to do with the team what some past may not have been able to do, because they took a team and they made it into a team that were cohesive and very much worked together, and their leadership was very important. A former teacher that was here, he told me when I came back from the regional meet, congratulated. He said, a great coach can make a team good. I'll have a good team. He said, but great leaders make a great team. And that's what we had this year. It was amazing what happened to see these group of kids work together. And matter of fact, I had one of the runners on the girls' side tell me, she said, we owe it to Peyton because she does so much for us. So that kind of gives you an idea of how important these two individuals were to the teams this past year. The Runner of the Year award for the Bearcats cross country for the boys team was Hunter Case. The Runner of the Year award for the Lady Cats goes to an incredible runner. She didn't run as a freshman, she didn't run as a sophomore, Last year she placed 38th at the regional meet, and this year she's state champion. And this year's runner of the year for the girls is Peyton Muntz.
Hello everyone. I would like to start off our volleyball awards with first thanking my coaching staff, Coach Fagan and Miss Connie, for all their support and hard work through our entire season and through the entire year. It's been a whirlwind of a year, and I couldn't have done anything that I do or the girls do without the support of these people. So thank you. Secondly, I would like to thank the parents. Parents, you are the driving force behind your student athlete. You are the ones that make sure they get to practice, and a lot of times you are the one that makes sure they have their gear. And I truly appreciate all the hard work that you put in to make the girls who they are. And lastly, I want to thank the girls for always coming every day ready to work and do whatever it takes to make us successful. They put up with me, and they put up with Coach Ledbetter and Coach Caldwell and Coach Cherry. And I truly appreciate everything that you do each and every day. And we are going to start off our awards tonight with our most valuable player. This child rarely came off the floor, and she was always willing to do whatever it was to gain a point. She would ask me where she needed to go, where she needed to place the ball, and she would try exceptionally hard to do everything that I asked her to do. And her stats showed it. This young lady would be Libby Langford, and we are super proud of her. Our offensive player of the game is one of our setters. She came in, and if I told her to go lower, she would try really hard to make it go lower. If I told her to go out, she would push it to go out. I'd ask her to run it quick. She was trying her hardest with the hitters to try to make it go quick. She was looking to make something happen on the floor each and every time, and that would be Ellie Harper. Our defensive player of the game, she was willing to do whatever it took to get to that ball. She would try to get to that ball, and if she couldn't get to that ball the first time, she was going to get to it the second time one way or another. She was always looking for direction and what to do, and she wasn't afraid to yell at anybody to get it done. Our defensive player is Chesney Wolf. Our next award is our teammate award. This young lady went out of her way to stay positive. She was always upbeat. She was trying to make everyone laugh through tough times, and she always had a smile on her face. Our teammate award goes to Breanne Best. And our last player award is our utility player. This is an award that I don't always do. And the girls did not vote on this like they do all the other awards. This is a player that goes above and beyond. She did whatever I asked her to do, whenever I asked her to do it, even if she didn't want to do it. If I told her to go play front row middle, she'd go play front row middle. If I told her to go be setter, whether she felt like she could do it or not, she went and played setter. If I asked her to play back row, she went and played back row. I cannot say enough nice things about this young lady, and we will be sad to see her go next year, and that is Ashley Hensley. I thank you so much for such a great season, and thank you for allowing me to be here with you.
Hey guys, just want to give a quick recap of the football season before I get into the individual awards. Obviously a great year being my first year here. Excited that you guys gave me the opportunity to coach you and buy into a little different way of thinking, a few new ideas and wrinkles here and there. So really a big thank you from the Fagan family to you guys for what you guys did for Whitesboro football and for us as a individual family welcoming us into your community. So obviously great year as far as surprising some people that didn't really think we could get a lot done, and you guys bought into a new scheme and found a way to just be the winners that you are. So really appreciate that, and looking forward to a bright future with a lot of you younger guys. The first award that I've got here, the Bearcat Football Offensive Skill Award, and this goes to an underclassman that really stepped up this year on both sides of the ball, but really stepped up on offense and helped that option attack get going, and looking for bright things out of him in the future, and that's Devin Price with the Offensive Skill Award. Good job, Devin. Next award is the Defensive Skill Award to another underclassman that really stepped up and helped us out, made a huge stop on a fourth down on the goal line against Eastland in the bi-district championship game. And another kid that's got a bright future for us, and that is Jacob Smith with the Defensive Skill Award. Great job, Jacob. Getting into some of our normal awards for the regular year that are going to focus on a lot of our seniors that just did a great job buying in and doing things right this year. Fighting heart goes out to a kid that fought as hard as anybody, and when I say fight, sometimes it turned into a real fight, and that's what made this kid special, is just that fighting heart that he has. And there was no quit in him, and without this guy moving to the offensive line from a tight end position before the season even started, no doubt we wouldn't have gotten where we were, and that is Aaron Scorzone. Thank you, buddy. Next up is the Selflessness Award. Goes to another guy that had to make a position switch. We waited till about week 3 to make this move. I still remember him coming in the office after a disappointing loss to Gunner, asking Coach, what do I need to do to help us get better? And we told him he needed to move to offensive line. And obviously another kid that without that move, we would have never got to the point that we did in the season. That goes to Andrew Fletcher. Thanks. Next up is a Toughness Award, guy that fought through injury week in and week out, dealt with different things that it just seemed like he never could get on the right track with his health, but never let that keep him off the field. Had to miss a few practices, but gave it everything he had every Friday night, and no doubt we wouldn't have been where we were without the toughness of Stephen Furman. Thanks, Furman. Next up, a guy that, behind the scenes, people don't see these guys working as hard as they do every day, and this is the Special Teams Award that these guys make big kicks and do things for us on different parts of the game that no one sees, and you don't pay attention to them necessarily until it's the moment that the game's on the line. And these guys take care of business, and really proud of all of our special teams, and especially senior Jeffrey Arita Rosa. Congratulations, Jeffrey, and thanks for all that you did this year. Next up is our Offensive Lineman of the Year. This goes out to another senior that had an outstanding senior sports campaign in all sports. This guy was one of our few returning offensive linemen this year and really took the leadership role, playing center and guiding his teammates, making sure they knew what to expect with a new scheme, and really made that transition go really well. We really appreciate everything you did for us, Carson Hickman. Thanks, Carson. Next up, Defensive Player of the Year goes to a guy that every time I talked to an opposing coach, they brought up our Mike linebacker. They said, man, he's going to be tough to block. I don't know if we can. And most of the time I'd giggle thinking, yeah, you probably can. And that was what made our defensive scheme work, was the fact that we had a guy sitting there in the middle that, for all intents and purposes, was unblockable and could make tackles sideline to sideline. And we're sure going to miss this guy. That's senior Kaysen Todd. Thanks, Kaysen. Next up, Offensive Player of the Year. Very similar story to Kaysen's. When I talked to coaches, there's normally 2 players they brought up. This was the other one. Obviously was a mismatch for anybody wherever we put him, at receiver, running back, quarterback, snapping it to him, putting him in motion. He made our offense go, and that guy is definitely going to be missed on football field, basketball court, track. A great young man. Really proud of you, and that's Tristan Gaines. And last but not least, most valuable player for the Bearcats this year. Obviously, a guy that played offense, defense, special teams, did anything we asked of him, was early to get here and early to buy in and get us going at the beginning of the year. And that guy is Cade Acker. Really appreciate everything you did. And obviously we wouldn't be where we are today without you, Cade. Appreciate everybody tuning in today, and we will get to the next awards right here after this. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everybody for their effort this year. We had a lot of people who came out and lifted. This is the largest team we've had since I've been doing this. On the girls' side, we had 12 girls. 9 of those girls qualified for the regional meet, and 3 of those qualified for state. Unfortunately, we did not get to have the state meet this year. On the boys' side, by far the biggest team we've ever had. We had 19 lifters. For the individual awards, this year we have an award that's a grit award. This goes to a couple of lifters who it would have been very easy for them to have just not lifted this year or finished early in the year. They were both injured at one time or another. The first one was injured about halfway through the season. Wasn't sure if he was even going to get to lift at the regional meet. He worked out every day in off season. I was always having to tell him to okay, hold on, stop, go over on the side, do something else. You're limping or you're hurting yourself worse. But he was able to finish the season. And one of our grit awards goes to Garrett Kemp. The other one goes to another lifter who was injured. He was injured at the first of the year, unable to do bench press, got hurt during football, was kind of milking it back to health slowly, and it wasn't until about the fourth meet that he really began to get going. And this other grit award goes to Marcus Morales. Next on the list is most improved. When we went to the girls' meet, girls' regional meet, I gave them a speech and told them that there were some of them that if we were going to finish in the top three, that they were going to have to get out of their comfort zone. This young lady got out of her comfort zone, improved by about 70 pounds just at the last meet, got a place, and helped us to place second overall, and that's Skylar Brannon. On the boys' side, we have a young man who was here every morning, even when we were starting workouts after lunch or after school. He was continued to come early in the morning so that he could work out even more after school. Always here, most of the time before I was, and that's Marshall Knowlton. He improved by 130 pounds. The newcomer of the year, on the boys' side, this goes to a young man who worked his rear off, wasn't sure if he was going to qualify for the regional meet till the very last minute. He qualified 12th, continued to work hard, went to the regional meet, and ended up finishing in 6th place overall, and that goes to Wade Graves. Next, on the girls' side, I thought this was going to be an easy choice about halfway through this year. We had one young lifter who was showing a lot more potential than any of the other newcomers. She was working hard, doing great, and so one of the newcomer awards on the girls' side goes to Litzy Juarez. Also a newcomer of the year, really a newcomer, didn't come out until close to the end of the year. She was in wrestling. We didn't want to mess up her wrestling season, and so she waited till wrestling was over, only got to lift in 2 meets, and still did a fantastic job for us. That goes to Kira Phillips. Our next set of awards all goes by our pound for pound. We take the amount that they lift, divide it by their amount that they weigh, and that gives us our pound for pound winners in each division. First one is deadlift. This young man deadlifted almost 3 times his body weight, 2.9, and that goes to Connor Jacobs. On the girls' side, lifting 2.4 times her body weight in the deadlift, Hermione Dominguez. The first bench for the girls, this young lady lifted 1.2 times her body weight. The bench press for the girls goes to Sagrario Labrada, lifting just over 1.5 times his body weight. And this is looks like a family affair. If I remember right, their brothers and sisters always won this also. Alex Labrada. The next is squat. Best squat for the girls, squatting 2.3 times her body weight. Mary Faith Jones. Squatting 3.1 times his body weight. Another latecomer to powerlifting, and that is Jacob Smith. Then pound for pound, these are the 2 lifters who lifted more pound for pound than anybody else, lifting 5.9 times her body weight. Leah Fred, lifting 7.8 times his body weight. Asher Contreras. Outstanding lifters on the girls' side. This goes to a young lady who, even though this is her first year to lift, she was a great leader, competed well all year long, and was our lone regional champion on the girls' side, and that goes to Jenna King. On the boys' side, for our last award, this young man started off the season lifting 50 pounds more than he did the last meet last year at the state meet. He improved 100 and something pounds this year, won just about every meet he went to. But this outstanding lifter for the boys, Ignacio Salas.
Good evening. I'm Coach Gabbert, and I'm here to present the awards for the boys and girls wrestling programs. We'll start first with the girls program. We had a great season this year. We had 3 girls that placed at the district tournament: Jocelyn Garon, Gracie McNamara, and Kira Phillips. Kira Phillips and Gracie McNamara both advanced to the regional tournaments. I believe both of them won 1 match and lost 2, so we didn't advance to the state tournament. Kira Phillips, this was her 2nd year to advance to the regional tournament. So overall, we had a great season. The girls did well. The program had improved by about 4 or 5 girls adding to the program, so the program is growing and getting bigger as it gets out there more. So to go to their awards real quick, the Lady Cat Wrestling Most Improved Award goes to Megan Worstill. Our Lady Cat Fighting Hard Award goes to Gracie McNamara. Our Lady Cat Most Outstanding Wrestler Award for the 2nd year in a row goes to Kira Phillips. All 3 of these ladies did a great job this year at practice, at tournaments, at duels. They worked hard and they did a great job on and off the mat. And so I really appreciate them. And all 3 of them will be back next year, so we're looking forward to another great season. On the boys' side grew as well, having 17 athletes this year. That's quite a jump from last year. And again, these guys did a great job day in and day out. Just a quick note that on either the boys' side and girls' side, we practiced every morning at 6 a.m. Before they went to school. So these kids got 2 different workouts. They worked out in the morning at 6 a.m. They worked out again during athletics. And a lot of them stuck around after school to lift weights or do some extra running. So on the boys' side, again, did a great season, had a great season. Majority of them, or all of them, wrestled in the JV division simply because we were young, had a lot of freshmen and sophomores, and just a couple of juniors, but those juniors were first-year wrestlers. So we wrestled mostly in the JV division, but I still felt like we needed to give them some awards and award them for their efforts and what they did this year. So our boys Bearcat Awards, the most improved on this year goes to Jaden Anderson, freshman. Our Bearcat Fighting Hard Award goes to Connor Jacobs. And our most outstanding wrestling award goes to Ignacio Salas.
Hey everybody, I'm here to give the awards for the 2020 Lady Cat basketball team. It was a good season. We set a goal early in the year to double our wins from last year, and we did that. We really felt like we were coming along strong towards the end of the year, and we really started playing our best basketball probably in 2 years in the last 3 weeks of the season. So I'm really proud of the girls and how they fought to improve over these last couple years. For the awards this year, this young lady, we'll start with the Hustle Award, and these awards were chosen by the players, varsity players this year, so these are truly team awards. For our Hustle Awards, we have a freshman who constantly played hard, went 100 miles an hour every time she was on the court. Really love her attitude. She works harder than anybody else. Great kid. She's had a lot of potential. She'll be a great player in the future. Our Hustle Award winner for this year is Jessica Hammond. Our most improved this year is a senior who really stepped up this season as a leader. She took on more of a leadership role, and her offensive and defensive play really jumped up from last year. She made huge strides, and I'm super proud of her, and she will be missed in this program. Our most improved player this year is Ashley Hensley. Next is the Defensive Player of the Year. For the last 3 years, this girl has been responsible for guarding the other team's best player. Every game, I would tell her, you've got this number, or you've got this number. It's like, shut them down. She never let me down in her defensive responsibilities, and she will also be missed. Our Defensive Player of the Year is senior Haley Bourne. Offensive Player of the Year, I really piled on a lot of responsibilities to this young lady. Gave her control of the offense, I gave her control of the flow of the game. She was the general on the court, and I never regretted that decision. She did a great job handling the ball, handling pressure, delivering the ball to other people. And it's another freshman, and she'll end up being a great basketball player as well. Our offensive player of the year is Allie Muntz. Our most valuable player is a warrior. Always plays hard. Does everything that a coach would need a player to do. She led us in scoring, led us in rebounding. Was top 3 in pretty much every stat category that we had. She's a joy to watch play, and can't wait to see what she does in her future. This year's most valuable player is sophomore Libby Langford. I hope y'all stay safe and stay well, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
First of all, I just want to congratulate y'all on a great season. Not only the varsity, both of the varsity groups were very, very competitive and had very good records in district. But for the rest of you guys, there's more of these up here. This is just signifying the district championship, and this is y'all's regional finalist trophy. Once again, congratulations. I know this timing of this thing kind of messed some stuff up. At least we got to finish where we were at. So once again, congratulations. Y'all go through some awards. Got a bunch of awards for people for district awards, all Texas Home Land, all region, all states. So congratulations for those that were nominated and received that, as well as your academic all district and academic all state awards. So first award we're going to give is our 6-man award. This is usually somebody that comes off the bench and gives us a spark when we need it. That 6-man award goes to Hunter Case. Next is our Bearcat Basketball Hustle Award. This is kind of a no-brainer. To play really great defense and go in there and know his role, and got more minutes as the season went on. Bearcat Hustle Award goes to Major Ledbetter. Bearcat Basketball Most Improved Award, and this isn't necessarily from one year to the next. This could be from middle of district till the end of our run. Greatly helped us out in the playoff tremendously. Not that he didn't in the season, but he really stepped it up in the playoffs. Bearcat Most Improved Award goes to Carson Hickman. Bearcat Basketball Perseverance Award. This young man's done a bunch of stuff for us, had a bunch of different roles, missed an entire year due to injury, played as a coach that year, came back and did really well the last 2 years. The Bearcat Basketball Perseverance Award goes to Andrew Fletcher. Next one is our Big Threat Award. This goes to a young man that played a lot of minutes on the floor, a lot of different roles here and there. Was more of an outside shooter when he was younger, but developed the inside game and so on and so forth. The Big Threat Award goes to Montana Morgan. Bearcat Offensive MVP goes to obviously our top scorer, both in points and just flow of the game and so on and so forth. Our Bearcat Offensive MVP goes to Tristan Gaines. Our Bearcat Defensive MVP is obviously a guy that played most of the time on the other person's best player, or point guard, so on and so forth. I know we rotated quite a bit, but our Bearcat Defensive MVP goes to Kate Acker. That's all the awards, guys. Appreciate everybody giving a great effort this year and buying in and playing defense. I think it really is what propelled us to move to throughout the playoffs and into the regional finals. Want to appreciate the guys that stayed and practiced with us for the following 3 weeks, especially when several of y'all were doing several different sports at the same time. And that's just the epitome of our sports program. We can have several kids doing several things at one time and being successful in both. Thank you, guys.
The first award for Offensive Player of the Year goes to Chesney Wolf. Chesney batted .344 with her batting average, and she had 11 RBIs, which led the team. Chesney is an excellent outfielder. She talks, and I can count on her to always get the job done. Defensive Player Award goes to Ellie Harper. Ellie led the team in putouts. She always communicates and steps up with words of positivity at all times. She always gives her best effort. Playing shortstop is one of the hardest positions on the field, and she always goes all out. This year's Hustle and Heart Award goes to Bree Bess. Bree had a .947 fielding percentage. She always gives 100% effort on the field and at practice. She always dives out for balls. She leads by example off the field and on the field. I could have gave this award to anybody because everybody communicates and does what they're supposed to do, but honestly, Bree just does a little more than everybody else. She is always hitting, always getting extra field work, so that's why she gets the Hustle and Hard Award. This year, Lady Cat softball MVP goes to Carly Wolf. Carly is an outstanding pitcher. She batted .371. She had 92 total strikeouts, and that amount would have kept going. She communicates to the batter. She knows the game, and she's also always a positive light when it comes to building up the team. And then lastly, we have some academic all-state awards. The first one is the Texas High School Coaches Association, and it goes to seniors, which is Jocelyn Garan. She got honorable mention. And then the all-district awards go to Maddie Cole, Abby Robinson, Valerie Binky, Carly Wolf, Olivia Scoggins, and Chesney Wolf. Congrats, girls.
Baseball awards, obviously we don't have as many this year because of the shortened season, but I do want to award some people. It mainly went with seniors. So first one, the Hustle Award, kind of a team player award. Tyler Perot, the epitome of a team player at practice, doing everything you're supposed to be doing and ready to fill the role. These are my favorite type of players right here, putting the team before themselves. So Tyler Perot. Next, MVP. I gave the other 4 seniors MVP. First, kind of talk about these two. Both came in their sophomore year. Chase Harding and Luke Langford. Chase didn't play his freshman year. Came out of sophomore year. Usually you're probably going to be a year or two behind. Chase came in and got on the varsity as the first year, so that's pretty impressive. And played a big role for us in the playoffs that year and the next year as well. Luke came in, pitched a lot for us. He pitched in some big games, won 2 playoff games, and won a lot of regular season games. So both these guys played a lot of roles, played a lot of big games for us throughout the years. Luke Langford, Chase Harding. The other two, we'll talk about Montana Morgan, Carson Hickman, another kind of the epitome of team players. I was expecting big years from them, and I was really looking forward to it. I really felt sorry for these two because they had waited their turn and played JV, freshman, sophomore, and little varsity JV juniors, and was ready to make a big row their senior years. A lot of people will quit after their sophomore year if they're not on the varsity or starting as a sophomore, and these two stuck it out and was ready to basically have their turn on a successful team. So these two didn't get to play much because they had a big role in the basketball team, but they did have a few at-bats that looked pretty good and was promising. So Montana Morgan, Carson Hickman.
Good evening. I'm here to do the Bearcat Awards for our track programs for the girls and boys. This season was very unusual considering we didn't get to have our full season. I believe we only got through 2 track meets, scheduled track meets. So these kids didn't get the full advantage of going to all 6 or 7 track meets, plus going to their area, regional, and state meets. So it was a kind of strange year this year. But nonetheless, we still have some awards to give out. I'll start with the boys team first. Again, not having a full season, really hard to pick some awards for a season that was cut extremely short. So I went ahead and we did it a little bit different. I had 5 seniors on the boys team, and I decided to give all 5 of those seniors an award. They're all going to be the Co-Fighting Heart Award. The reason I decided to do this was because all 5 of these track sometimes for seniors is not an option. Sometimes, they get senioritis and they choose not to come out for track. They're ready to move on and do other things, and running track is just not one of them sometimes. But all 5 of these guys decided to come out again and put in the work and effort, not just for themselves but for their teammates. And I think that's just shows a lot of who they are and their personalities and what they're willing to do. So our Fighting Heart Awards, or Co-Fighting Heart Awards, goes to our 5 seniors, Angel Ruiz, Hunter Case, Montana Morgan, Marcus Morales, and Case and Todd. I want to just thank all 5 of these guys for their participation throughout their high school career in track, supporting our team and pitching in where they needed their help. And I just want to wish them the best of luck in the upcoming seasons, whatever that may be, college work, whatever's in line for them. I just want to thank them for their hard work and their dedication to the track program. On the girls' side, again, only having 2 track meets in. We did have a few kids that participated in some track meets early in the season, and these 2 girls that are getting awards today did just that. They competed in some outside events. We had some go to an indoor meet and go to a invitational meet in a big 6A school over at Lovejoy. So the 2 girls that are getting awards today, these girls excelled, and not only in those 2 meets, but also in the 2 meets that we had participated in. So our Fighting Heart Award goes to Vanessa Melkor. Our most valuable athlete in track for the girls program this year goes to Peyton Muntz. Peyton was a state champion in cross country, and if I'm not mistaken, she had one of the fastest times going into the 2-mile, if not the fastest time in the state when the season ended just before spring break. So there's no doubt that both these young ladies would have gone on to do great things. Our awards for track, boys and girls, great 2-week season, I guess you could say. I look forward to picking up next year where we left off and hopefully coming away with another good season.
Hey everybody, Coach Worley, Coach Fletcher here. Wanted to kind of give a recap of our tennis season, talk about some of the great things that we did, and really just give a lot of credit to the kids that are such a big part of this program's success. We had a great season, proud of all the kids. First time we had competed in UIL team tennis in the fall in a 4A district with some schools that are almost twice our size, some of them over twice our size, made it to the 3rd round of the playoffs, which was a very big deal for us. Then we moved into the spring season, winning medals at almost every tournament, and we just really had a lot of success. And basically, those seniors are the ones that led that success. And then we have a lot of great underclassmen that have some high expectations. So we're going to move into the awards. Coach Fletcher will be handing them to you like normal, and I'm going to announce and say just a tiny bit about everybody. And the main thing is we're just so proud of you all. The season did not end like we wanted it to. We still did a lot of great things. You seniors led us into a lot of history, which is always a big deal for a program. Went to state team tennis in the spring last year, 3A and below, and then the playoffs this year. So, and big things would have happened this spring, and we appreciate all your efforts. So the first award we're going to be giving is for our top boys doubles team, and the award winners for that are Wyatt Reedy and Ethan Worley. So here are y'all's plaques. And we look forward to giving those to you all, and we're proud of your hard work and your efforts. Next award is for our top boys singles player, which goes to our #1 boys guy that, a sophomore, had a lot of big things. We expected him to make it to regionals this year, and we're proud of what he's done and excited for his future, and that is Waylon Reedy. Next award we have is for our Bearcat Tennis Award. We're just so proud of this guy, really good tennis player, up here all the time. He'll ask questions. He's very coachable. He is a privilege to have in the program, and excited to see what he does after he's out of high school. And our Bearcat Tennis Award goes to Cesar Sestada. Next one, newcomer on the boys' side, and he's up here all the time during the summer. I know he's got big things in store. He's a freshman this year, and look forward to seeing him in the future, and that's Kyler Bowley. Then we're going to move on to the girls' side. Top girls doubles team really came along this year. This is one of those things that's just, it's a long line of disappointments as far as not getting to finish our spring season out. But these girls were going to make it to regionals, and we're excited about where they were going to go. Our top girls doubles players are Brianna Chavez and Sagario Labrada. Top girls singles player, Addie Pollard. Just the stuff she's done over the last few years as a hard worker, a leader for our program. She's on our leadership team, and she's just a great example of how working hard and she leads some of our core workouts can really make you successful. Good job, Addie. Next award is our Lady Cat Tennis Award. This is such an example of how continuing to improve, continuing to work hard, you will start to see that success. And she actually medaled in our last tournament, got first place. Really proud of her, and that's Johanna Pokorny. Newcomers of the Year, this is a co-award. One's a little bit older, one's quite a bit younger. Both of them, their first year on varsity, they really came on as the year went on. And our Newcomers of the Year for the girls' side are Allie Muntz and Haley Boren. Next awards are our MVPs for the team. Most of you watching probably know who these people are. Both of them got third at state last year. We anticipated improving on that, so it's been a big disappointment for them. They've led our team for the last 4 years, and their hard work is a big part of this program's success. So we're really going to miss them, and their performance hopefully puts a lot of pressure on our underclassmen to step up and continue leading, being a good example for our younger players. And so our boys MVP goes to Caleb McCoy, and our girls MVP goes to Paige Banks. Both of those two had a very great season going, and and we were looking forward to seeing how their season ended up. For everybody, Coach Fletcher and I just want to just really say how much of a privilege it's been for me personally. This will be my last year as a tennis coach. Kids have been awesome. They make us want to come every day. Nicole has had these kids for longer than I have, and just played a huge role in our success. And we're going to miss y'all. We hated how the year ended, but we're looking for big things from our graduates in the future, and then for our underclassmen as they move forward and work hard to continue this program's success in the future. Thank you.
Hi everybody, Mike Pack here, golf coach, and let's talk about the season that really didn't happen. First of all, I'd like to tell the guys that I'm very sorry that we never got to finish the 2019-2020 golf season, and I know we were looking forward to bringing back the district trophy to Whitesboro where it belongs. So unfortunately that didn't happen, but you guys are without a doubt one of the best group of kids that I've had the honor to coach in a long time. In 10 years I've been doing this, and I will definitely miss all of you guys. Before we go into the awards, I want to thank my assistant, Coach Dobbs, for her help year after year after year. 30 below zero, no, not really, but 30-degree practices and wind blowing out of the north, and she was there freezing her little tootie off. But thank you very much, Coach Dobbs. This year's golf awards going to be a little different this year. We didn't really had but one player. Jacob Dobbs was the only one who actually got to play 2 tournaments and really no practice because he was on the basketball team. So the other 2 seniors did not even get to play. So we're going to be a little creative this year with the awards. So the first award is actually the Bearcat Golf Great Putter Award. And this award goes to Cade Acker. And I like to think Cade's Mr. Smooth because he's very good around the greens in the short game and has a very good putting stroke. So congratulations, Cade. Our next award is Bearcat Golf Long Drive Award. And this award goes to Andrew Fletcher. And Andrew, without a doubt, is one of our long drive hitters on the team, has been for the last few years. So Andrew, you are the long drive hitter. Congratulations. And our final award is the Bearcat Most Valuable Player Award. And this award goes to Jacob Dobbs. And Jacob is a 4-year letterman, and he was the captain of the team this year. And I congratulate Jacob for 4 great years of playing golf for me. I would like to, before we sign off, I'd like to wish you kids the best of luck as you go into your college days. And I look forward to hearing about all your successes. And don't forget the old coach when you get in town sometime.
Hi, I'm Dusty Luton with the Whitesboro Athletic Booster Club. Our 2020 Scholarship Award winners are Haley Boren, Carson Hickman, Marcus Morales, and Aaron Scorsone. Congratulations to these athletes. These athletes are not only excel on the field, but off the field in their academics. Congratulations.
Hey guys, just want to wrap up this evening with our overall athletic awards. Obviously, we have a Fighting Heart on both the boys and girls side, and then we have the Miss and Mr. Bearcat Award. These awards are always tough to choose. We try and get input from every coach and take into consideration the amount of sports played, the things that the kids do off the field, in the classroom, and just overall representation of our athletic program and our community. So without further ado, I'll start off on the girls' side with the Fighting Heart. This young lady has done a great job on the sports services this year and done a great job in the classroom, being an academic all-state honoree. And that person for the Fighting Heart on the girls' side is Jocelyn Gueron. Next up on the boys' side, we had co-Fighting Hearts this year. You know, this is really tough to choose from a great group of senior athletes that probably had 8 to 10 guys that were deserving of something overall athletic awards, and you know, obviously those guys are well represented in their individual sports. The 2 guys that we as a coaching staff decided on being representative of our Fighting Heart Award and the overall athletic program this year, 2 guys that are both in 3 sports and did a great job representing us in all 3 of those. And those guys are Carson Hickman and Andrew Fletcher. We really appreciate everything. Gonna miss you guys. Moving on to our Mr. and Mrs. Bearcat, I'll start off with the Miss Bearcat Award. Anytime you have a young lady who is a state champion on the surface of whatever sport they're playing in, and most likely was unfortunately robbed of another chance at probably a couple more state championships at the state track meet due to the COVID situation. You know, you think that person's going to be a leader in your school, and you know, the great part about this young lady is, you know, she's not just a leader on the cross country course or out there on the track. She's a leader within the school building, a leader within the community, and does a great job representing everything we truly are about here at Whitesboro Athletics and Whitesboro ISD. And that would be Miss Peyton Muntz, your Miss Bearcat for the 2020 school year. Congratulations, Peyton. Last award this year is the Mr. Bearcat Award. Once again, going to a 3-sport athlete, somebody that excels in all of those sports, somebody that goes above and beyond in the classroom, in the community, and just in general represents all those things that we want our kids to be known for here in Whitesboro, and no doubt will have a bright future in whatever he chooses to do. And we're going to miss him here on the courts and the fields and the golf course. And that goes to Mr. Bearcat, Cade Acker. Congratulations, Cade. That wraps up tonight's award ceremony. Thank you guys for being here. You find your coaches. They'll be stationed anywhere around here. If your coach wasn't able to make it, find myself or Miss Connie and we'll have your awards. Obviously, we're going to try and give those to you. We'd love to take pictures with you. At the same time, let's take the social distancing serious and try not to get too close to anybody. But let's enjoy the rest of this evening, and you guys feel free to hang out, mingle around a little bit, and hope to see all you guys here in just a few nights back here for graduation. So appreciate everybody, and it's been a great evening. Looking forward to all the other exciting stuff we've got coming up this summer. So thank you guys, and go Bearcats. Hey guys.
Good evening. I'm Coach Gabbert. The girls program growed.
Most of the time I'd giggle.
All right. But I do want to, you kind of will battle it out for next year.
Okay. I guess you should stop it, right? Because I have to pick.
Hey everybody, wanted to just meet with everybody real quick and let everybody know kind of what our tennis season was about a little bit. Hang on, can I start over already? I don't like that start. How do I do it?
Just hit the red button again. You have 50 takes if you want.
Where's the red button? This?
Yeah, just click the mouse on it.
Oh, I'm with you.
And
Okay.
I'll go show everybody.
Oh, I will.
Just
Got not clicking.
We'll put bloopers at the end like any good movie.
Hey, yeah. Hey everybody, Coach Worley, Coach Fletcher here. Wanted to kind of give a recap of our tennis season, plus, and was just really a big deal for our program overall. And I say that a lot. I'm probably gonna start this over.
He can edit it out.
I don't know if it can. Let's start over one more time. Well, I'm noticing if I say too many times.
Hey, Mom.
and
Obviously,
our strong support. I moved to the
That didn't take me nearly as long as, and I didn't cry. Because I usually do.
Obviously,
to
we're always
And move your feet.
Yeah.
We had, okay, Coach, come cut it. It went black. I don't know if that's supposed to go black or not.
I hope not.
Did it die?
go Bearcats.